Superman, the guy who's supposed to be the face of hope, justice, and rebooting DC's broken cinematic universe, now has to beg for attention with a dog biscuit giveaway. Not even a metaphorical one. A literal golden biscuit hidden inside of a comic book. Two of them, actually. Welcome to 2025, where Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory isn't just a beloved childhood film, it's now a playbook for superhero marketing. Here's what's going on. DC is reprinting Adventure Comics number 210, the 1955 issue where Krypto the Superdog made his glorious debut. And they're stuffing 2 copies with Krypto's Golden Biscuit. If you find one, you and a guest get flown out to the Superman movie premiere in Los Angeles this July. Polybagged nostalgia with the sweepstakes twist. It's kind of brilliant in a we're really out of ideas sort of way. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't about honoring a charming Silver Age story where a dog in a cape crash lands on Earth and causes problems for Superboy. It's about numbers. And the numbers say that Superman isn't selling. Despite a respectable run from Absolute Superman, Clark Kent hasn't topped the charts in ages. Batman, Ultimate Spider-Man, and hell, even Wolverine are outpacing him. But you see, once upon a time, Superman did sell over 1 million copies per month. In the 1960s, he was the chart. Now he's lucky to break the top 10. And only when he's rebooted, renumbered, or dragging a dog along for the ride. He isn't relevant. But for a character that's meant to light up the silver screen and restart a fractured universe, he isn't exactly lighting up the charts. DC's not just honoring comic history here. They are trying to artificially goose sales with a golden dog treat. Adventure Comics 210 itself is a Silver Age gem, the issue where young Clark Kent meets the Kryptonian pet Krypto, who was launched into space by Jor-El as a rocket test. The dog's arrival on Earth causes chaos, joy, and the kind of identity-threatening hijinks you'd expect from a superpowered mutt who doesn't understand secret identities or how to play fetch. So yeah, it's a good story, and yeah, it deserves the spotlight considering the marketing for this movie, but let's not pretend that this reprint isn't just a calculated move. It's a marketing ploy wrapped in nostalgia, sealed in plastic, and priced to sell. But based on the numbers from previous years, I gotta ask the question, who the hell is buying? Now look, if you want a shot at the premiere, the standard edition will run you about $3.99 to $4.99, while the foil variant clocks in at around $6 to $7. If you're feeling fancy, you can get the graded 9.8 pre-sales that are already hitting roughly around $60 to $100 because, collectors are going to collect. And if you find the Golden Biscuit, congrats. But hey, you're not done yet. You then need to email a photo of the sticker, submit to a background check, and most importantly, not be a convicted felon. Seriously, that's in the fine print. Also, some stuff there about moral turpitude, which, considering the tweets James Gunn got fired for in 2018, might put him in that category. Although I'm not shaming him, I'm merely pointing out that's a very vague rule in this whole thing. Kind of makes me chuckle. But anyway, this is the world of the superhero sweepstakes, where redemption arcs don't really apply. And your odds of winning, well, it's actually about 1 in 62,500. You probably have a better chance of getting struck by lightning while holding a foil variant and listening to Hans Zimmer's Superman score. Technically, this is also a no-purchase necessary sweepstakes. You can enter by emailing your name and a phone number starting on June 18th and get entered into the same odds pool. But you also have to subscribe to the DC Fan First newsletter. And let's be honest here, nobody's entering that unless they've already given up on the dream of holding a comic book in their hands. Most people will just go out and buy the damn thing, flip it open, see, sorry, not a winner, and then maybe toss it on a resale site or get some store credit. But there's a real game being played here, and this is where it gets important. Krypto. This whole campaign isn't about Superman. It's about making you fall in love with the superpowered dog. James Gunn is a master at turning D-list characters into merch-moving icons. He made a walking tree and a talking raccoon into household names. He turned a weasel, the naked hybrid with mange, into a fan favorite. Do you think he won't go full Baby Yoda with the big-eyed CGI Krypto? Please. This sweepstakes isn't selling Superman. It's testing the water to see if audiences are going to show up for the dog instead of the guy in the cape. And look at the big picture. This isn't just about selling a few reprints. This is a pressure test for Gunn's new DCU. The old one collapsed under the weight of convoluted timelines and studio interference. Now they're relaunching everything, and Krypto might just be their Trojan horse, or, well, really their Trojan dog, meant to sneak charm, humor, and cuddly mass appeal into a cinematic universe that struggled to connect with casual fans. Meanwhile, though, somewhere in Hollywood, Dwayne Johnson is probably looking at this with tears in his eyes. If you remember, he voiced Krypto in the DC League of Super Pets back in 2022, hoping it would launch a franchise, as with everything Dwayne Johnson does. Instead, it got shrugged off like a forgotten chew toy. 3 years later, DC quietly buries that version, reboots the whole idea, and turns Krypto into a gateway drug for Gen Alpha's next plushie obsession. So yeah, there's a golden ticket hunt happening. It's cute, it's clever, it's also sad. It's kind of all those things at once, to be fair. Because no matter how you spin it, when Superman needs a dog with a sticker to get people into comic shops, it tells you everything you need to know about how the most iconic superhero in the world is being handled in 2025. Not with awe, not with reverence, but a desperation wrapped in nostalgia, sealed in a poly bag, and marked first printing for collectability. June 18th. That's when the book hits comic shops. Maybe you'll find the biscuit, maybe you won't. But at least you'll own a solid reprint of a goofy, heartfelt story about a boy and a space dog, back when Superman didn't need a sweepstakes to matter. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you very much for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. My name is Matt.